Section 8 is a legal process used by landlords to regain possession of their tenanted property for a specific reason. Unlike Section 21, Section 8 must list specific grounds, things like rent arrears, breaches of tenancy, or antisocial behaviour. If the tenant doesn't fix the issue or move out after the notice, the landlord goes to court for a possession order. Section 8 was built around two categories: mandatory grounds and discretionary grounds. Mandatory grounds, where the court must grant possession if these are proven, for example, serious rent arrears or antisocial behaviour. And discretionary grounds, where the court decides if possession makes sense in circumstances like tenancy agreement breaches or property damage. These are often used alongside mandatory grounds when possible. Under the 1988 Housing Act, there are two main routes to regain possession: Section 8 and Section 21. Section 21 is a no-fault eviction. It doesn't need grounds and can be served after about 4 months of occupancy. Section 21 is often faster and simpler. It's mostly a paper-based process if you're serving it correctly. Section 8 usually requires evidence and a court hearing, which can be slowed by backlogs. The timescale for Section 8 are as follows. Notice period, 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on the ground. Court proceedings, 4 to 8 weeks. Possession order, 14 days or 42 in cases of hardship. Bailiff enforcement, 5 to 10 weeks. Due to the nationwide backlogs, this process isn't as fast as these timescales suggest. However, from the 1st of May 2026, Section 21 will be abolished as the Renters' Rights Act comes into force. And because Section 8 will become the only means of repossession, these backlogs are expected to grow even longer than they are now. The Renters' Rights Act is coming into force on May 1st, 2026, and is bringing some of the biggest changes to the private rental sector since the 1980s. Besides the removal of Section 21, it will also phase out AST contracts, outlaw rents in advance, limit rent increases, enable tenants to request pets, tackle rental discrimination, improve Section 8 grounds, and much more, including the application of the Decent Home Standards, AWAB's law, and minimum EPC rating C in all rented properties. The Act will be delivered in 3 phases. Phase 1, May 1st, 2026. Phase 2, 2026 to 2028. Phase 3, 2030 onwards. Let's look at how the Act is making changes to the Section 8 grounds. The Renters' Rights Act is reforming Section 8 grounds, bringing the new total number of grounds to 37. This makes Section 8 more reliable after no-fault evictions are abolished. All you need to know is that the Section 8 can be used in more situations, such as moving in a family member or selling the property. Section 8 is tougher to serve than Section 21 because you must prove a ground with evidence. It requires a reason for a tenancy to be ended, usually a breach of contract or a change in circumstance. On top of this, there are many other variables to consider, such as using valid and accurate grounds, using the correct notice period, is the ground mandatory or discretionary, getting enough evidence to support your case, is the tenant in breathing space, and has the notice been served correctly. The bottom line, Section 8 has more pitfalls than Section 21. It's highly advisable to work with a legal professional, ideally an eviction specialist, to avoid costly delays or having your case thrown out altogether. The best way to avoid Section 8 is to prevent needing it in the first place. How can you do this? Well, it all comes down to improving your management system as a landlord. By thoroughly referencing potential tenants, you'll be able to choose the best fit for your property. By proactively managing the property and communicating on any reported issues from the tenant, they will always be in the loop and will be less likely to breach any of the terms of their agreement. And by resolving issues with the tenants amicably before turning straight to Section 8 notices, tenants will want to work with you to find a solution. Again, if you've ever served Section 21s in the past, Section 8 is a different story. So if you're seeking possession of your rental property, speak to an eviction specialist and get legal advice before acting. If there's one piece of advice I could give to current landlords, this coming legislation is all about professionalising the rental sector. So now more than ever, consider consulting a letting agent or an industry professional to align your rights and responsibilities with your strategy to get the most out of your property. Thank you for watching, If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know in the comments section.